Well, the Worcester Railers continuing on this busy road stretch. It is game 6 of 8 tonight here in St. John's, Newfoundland, as the Railers take on the Growlers at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Cam McGuire here standing alongside Railers General Manager and Head Coach David Cuniff. Well, Cunny mentioned the 5:30 Eastern Standard Time puck drop. Don't get alarmed. It's still a 7 o'clock face-off here tonight, but always good to be back here in Newfoundland.
I was ready to rush home, get my shower, and yeah, you know, it's funny, the time change. It's nice to be ahead of things for a little while, for once in my life.
Certainly helps, and certainly helps to be back here inside the Mary Brown Center. Last time we were here in November, a little bit of a transportation back to Conception Bay, so nice to have this convenience here on this trip.
Yeah, it's super convenient. It's such a great building. The whole setup up here in Newfoundland, you know, the city is so welcoming, and I mean, not the Growlers, but the city, the fans, the people at the restaurants, the service. You know, they're so hospitable. They're a great host. But the Mary Brown Arena it's so convenient, right across the street to the rink. It's so easy to get here. You know, so a lot easier for our players. Last time we were scheduling 2 buses or what have you. Some guys like to be at the rink a little bit earlier than the others. So it's always a challenge when you have to bus to the rink.
Talk about this road stretch. Obviously, we mentioned game 6 of 8 here tonight, but it's been last week, a lot of busing back and forth with the Adirondack, Reading, and so on and so forth. So obviously would like to be on home ice, but nice to be on the road and kind of be concreted in one place for a couple of days.
Yeah, you know, it's nice to be in one city. You don't have to move around a lot. You can actually take your clothes out of your bag, put them in the drawer, right? And yeah, it's been a challenge, man. The travel and you're not playing against easy teams. Our division is so tough. There's no easy nights, so it's definitely a challenge. Trying to compete for that playoff spot. It's going to be a battle up here, but we know that, so we're excited for the challenge.
Railers making a couple transaction moves over the last couple of days, obviously with the ECHL trade deadline yesterday. Railers acquiring defenseman Jared Brandt from the Reading Royals in exchange for future considerations. Want to ask you about that trade, kind of how that went down, and obviously Jared's been a player that you guys have kind of had on your radar for a little bit as well.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to really do anything yesterday, but we had an opportunity to get better. I felt like Jared's a really good player. I mean, we play against him enough. We see him enough. He defends so hard. He's a big body. He moves well. I think he's going to be a good addition to our team. He's going to add a lot of depth to our team. He breaks the puck out, and again, his defensive stuff. He's hard on pucks, and he's always hard to play against. So it's nice just to get him out of there, to get him on our team. But heard nothing but great things about him. Good kid, good teammate. So we're excited to add him.
Excited to have him. Should be in town probably as we speak right now, when we're speaking right now at about noon time. But also you signed Brendan Less out of Quinnipiac University, so we'll see him on the back line here tonight. Yeah,
unfortunately, Harrison Marco has to take off, go back to school. So, we're going to thin out at the end of this road trip. And to be able to have a player like Brendan Less, I mean, we were trying to get him anyways, like even with Harrison. Just to add, again, the depth of our back end. We've been thin all year. Our guys have done a great job, our defense. So, again, going into yesterday was fine with adding Brendan. I thought we were done. I thought we were happy with what we had. But whenever you can get better and deeper, you have to. And especially in the back end, those guys are going to be so critical for us down this stretch run and in the playoffs. Last week we had those 9 games in 12 days. We only had 60 for most of it. And I think our goaltending and our D wore down because we didn't have extras.
One more transaction news here. Obviously, just one goaltender this weekend, Colton Ellis. We'll have Matt Jenkins as the emergency backup goaltender. But finding out right before the trip that Ken Appleby was going up to Bridgeport with Ilya Sorokin, a little day-to-day in New York, so that sends Corey Schneider up. And you know it better than anyone. It's just the trickle-down effect. So now it's the second time here in Newfoundland with the one goaltender.
Yeah, each time we've come up, been up here with one goalie. Ken stood on his head last time up here. He played 3 games for us. It was a Herculean effort, really. But having Ellie, we're so lucky. We have such a great tandem. I know Ellie's such a competitive kid. He's going to go in and do a really good job for us. At the end of the night, we know our goalie is going to make the last save. It's whether we defend well enough and we get the run support for him.
Yeah, it should be fun to watch him here this weekend starting tonight. And lastly here, facing a very tough team in the Growlers, but this was a couple weekends ago when we squared off with Newfoundland in Worcester, and those were two awesome games. Obviously the Saturday night game with the victory, and then Sunday just a 1-goal loss. Expecting similar play here this weekend?
Yeah, whenever you play this team, it's going to be a challenge, and I think we rise to the challenge on these nights. They play a fast, they play a skilled game, so we need to match that, but we have to manage the puck. This team, they live off turnovers, and they transition so well, much like Reading. You turn the puck over, and they're going the other way, they're going to make you pay. So we really have to make sure we manage the puck and we play an aggressive game.
And lastly here, been in town since Wednesday. What's the best meal you've had so far?
Well, the typical is Yellow Belly. We go to Yellow Belly. We get the fish and chips with the vinegar fish and chips. It's a delight.
Hits the spot for sure. Well, Cunny, as always, thank you for the time and have some fun tonight.
Thanks, Kim.